Ever wondered how to make the most out of the holy month of Ramadan? It all begins with setting a sincere intention. As we approach this sacred time, let's purify our hearts and minds. Let's commit to fasting not just out of obligation, but for the sheer love and devotion to Allah, seeking His pleasure above all. Let's strive to make every act of worship a step towards spiritual growth and enlightenment. Remember, a pure intention is the key to a fulfilling Ramadan. Ever thought about how to prepare yourself spiritually for Ramadan? Well, it all begins with gradually increasing your acts of worship. Imagine the month of Ramadan as a marathon, and the days leading up to it as your training period. Now, how does one train for Ramadan? For starters, consider performing additional prayers known as tahajjud. This is a special prayer performed in the late hours of the night, an act that brings you closer to your Creator. Next, immerse yourself in the divine words of the Quran. Read, recite, and reflect on its teachings. This will not only increase your knowledge, but also purify your heart and mind. Don't forget the dhikr, the remembrance of Allah. It's like a spiritual battery charger, helping to keep your faith strong and vibrant. Lastly, seek forgiveness. We all make mistakes, but the beauty of Islam lies in its boundless mercy. By gradually increasing your worship, you'll be spiritually ready when Ramadan begins. Wondering how to manage your time effectively during Ramadan? Well, it's all about smart planning and flexibility. Ramadan brings about a shift in our daily routines, and adjusting to this change can sometimes be challenging, but don't worry, with a little foresight you can make it work. Start by mapping out your typical day. Now, factor in the altered meal times and additional prayers. You'll want to ensure that you have sufficient time for suhoor, the pre-dawn meal, iftar, the meal to break the fast, and taraweeh, the extra prayers performed during Ramadan nights. Next, consider your work, studies, and other commitments. Can anything be rescheduled or rearranged to create a more Ramadan-friendly schedule? Remember, your goal is to make sure you have ample time for worship and rest. It's also helpful to remember that every day may not go as planned, and that's okay. Being adaptable is key. Remember, a well-planned schedule will help you make the most of this blessed month. Ever pondered the power of prayer during Ramadan? Dua, or supplication, is a powerful tool that allows us to communicate directly with Allah. It's like having a direct line to the Most High, where we can pour our hearts out, express our deepest desires, and ask for guidance, forgiveness, and blessings. As we approach Ramadan, it's crucial to remember the importance of dua and to utilize it to its fullest potential. During this blessed month, our prayers have a unique depth and resonance. Each sincere dua is like a seed we plant, and with patience and faith, we can watch it grow into a beautiful manifestation of Allah's mercy and compassion. So let's start making specific duas, asking Allah to grant us strength, guidance, and acceptance during this blessed month. Let's use this time to ask for forgiveness, to pray for our well-being and for others. Never underestimate the power of a sincere dua. Do you know the significance of Ramadan and how to make the most of it? It's an important question to ask ourselves as we approach this holy month. Knowledge, after all, forms the cornerstone of our Ramadan experience. Understanding the virtues, rulings, and etiquettes of fasting in Islam not only enriches our experience, but also ensures we're observing Ramadan in the right way. Ask yourself, do you know why we fast from dawn to sunset? What are the spiritual benefits of fasting? How can we maximize our rewards during this month? If you're unsure about any of these, it's a good idea to educate yourself. Attend lectures, workshops, or enroll in online courses focused on Ramadan. There's a wealth of resources out there waiting to be explored. Remember, the key to a fulfilling Ramadan lies in understanding what it's truly about. Knowledge is power, especially when it comes to making the most of Ramadan. Are you ready to make this Ramadan your best one yet? As we approach the final countdown, let's take a moment to recap the main points we've discussed to ensure we're fully prepared for this blessed month. Firstly, we talked about the importance of setting a sincere intention. Remember, our actions are judged by our intentions, so make sure you're fasting for the sake of Allah and seeking His pleasure. This is the essence of fasting in Ramadan and the key to reaping its spiritual benefits. Next, we emphasized the need to gradually increase our acts of worship. This includes performing additional prayers, reading the Quran, engaging in dhikr, and seeking forgiveness. These acts of worship will help to purify our hearts and draw us closer to Allah. We also discussed the importance of planning our schedules. Adjust your daily routine to accommodate the changes that Ramadan brings. Plan your work, studies, and other commitments accordingly, ensuring you have ample time for worship and rest. Remember, Ramadan is not just about fasting from food and drink, but also about devoting more time to worship and spiritual reflection. We then moved on to the power of dua. Start making specific supplications for Ramadan, asking Allah for strength, guidance, and acceptance. Use this time to ask for forgiveness and to pray for the well-being of yourself and others. The importance of knowledge was another key point we touched upon. Refresh your understanding of the virtues, rulings, and etiquettes of fasting. Attend lectures, workshops, or online courses that focus on the significance of Ramadan and how to make the most of it spiritually. Lastly, let's not forget about the importance of charity and generosity, maintaining a healthy lifestyle, strengthening social connections, and fostering gratitude and patience. These elements will not only enhance your Ramadan experience, but will also contribute to your overall well-being and spiritual growth. As we count down to the start of Ramadan, let's make a commitment to ourselves and to Allah to make the most of this blessed month. Let's strive to become better Muslims, better human beings, and to grow closer to our Creator. With these steps, you're well prepared to make the most of this Ramadan. Remember, it's a month of blessings, so let's make every moment count.